Are you still gonna make me do an intro?
Yes. And there's a reason for that.
Oh no. I'm a can of beans and he's got gas, and together there were two. Think about them apples.
Michael, that wasn't very good. I'm Indy, by the way, in case you're tuning in for the first time. Don't know why you would be. This is the third game in a series. But here we go.
Hey, it's the start of a game. There's no better time to start than the beginning. And with a couple good hosts like us ready to pilot you along, you're sure to get to your destination in Fun Town.
Well, are you ready?
Never been more so.
Good.
I did rip my pants when I sat down, so I'm ready for action. Green text joke.
Here we go. Oh, episode 1, Turnabout Memories.
Whoa. How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that?
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl.
Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. It wasn't me. I didn't. I didn't do it.
"5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. April 11, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, No. 3. Oh, fuck. Ooh, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. This is you. Mr. Grossberg. Good morning.
Mia, please, calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forceful, too.
I just found out yesterday. About the case, I mean.
What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think.
Oh, dear. In any case, don't let your client see that you're so nervous. You see the poor man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody.
Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia.
I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yeah, it'll be fine. No problem.
What's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye?
Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anybody else. Be kind to others, he says.
Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you.
Please, let go of my shirt.
That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and, well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client and for myself.
April 11, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom No. 2.
I've been in this room for 20 years.
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Defense today is, Miss Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was going to be leading the defense.
Yes. Well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? But isn't that him standing right there next to you?
Yes, well...
Oh, you're just a rookie. Are you really sure that you can handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer.
Boing,
Ugh.
boing,
It's very...
boing,
it's very rubbery.
boing, boing. That's like the back of a Wobbuffet, I'm not gonna lie.
Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon.
What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
I bet you he got bullied.
Yeah.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, he was bullied often. Next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, they then called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Crime photo 1 added to the court record. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for what?
Sagacity.
Sagacity is well earned, Your Honor.
It's from the word sage.
Saga City. Okay.
It's from the word sage.
Oh,
meaning wisdom.
Sage. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
gotcha.
I thought Saga
I know
City was
that
like
one.
a Sonic game.
Just not what a loot is.
You see.
The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death.
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will.
Boing, boing, boing.
A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
Ah! A perfect opportunity! Well, what was it? The cause? Go on! Please say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
Ah! My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here!
True.
The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing right bumper.
Right, bumper. All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed right bumper here.
Right bumper.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. He was shocked to death. And then here's the image. Yep.
Okay, hold on. Can we go back to that photo for a second?
Yeah.
Just for fun. Let's say that you're trying to kill somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not that you would kill anybody, Andy. But let's say that you're
Of
standing
course.
underneath an electrical line. How do you
Mhm.
go about cutting the electrical line to have it drop on them?
I use my remote cutting ability to do so.
Are you Inspector Gadget? Go Gadget, cut the wire? Like,
I guess so.
anyway, thank you for talking. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
Which cause of death do you think it was? Is it asphyxiation,
Asphyxiation.
electrocution, or hypothermia?
Electrocution!
According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Wow, speaking is hard.
Electrocution! But how could such a strange thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. I'm not going to
Boing.
tell you. But before that, there was one more
Boing.
vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. Don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and shove it in old Graybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old old Graybeard's face.
Are you nervous?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Ah, Mr. Grossberg. Try to set a better example for the young lady.
Here. Evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the
Right, Bumper.
so be sure to go over it all.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim?
Right bumper. Oh, geez. 61, huh? Alright. A fresh-faced key-boy. This man. Aha!
Whoa.
They had a shared girlfriend.
Um,
Well, wait, no. They both had the same girlfriend at different times. He was dating his ex. That's the way that normal people say it. I got it.
yes.
What is with his mouth? He looks like a...
Yeah, he looks like Meowth.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
He's doing a cat face. What a little kid. I cannot leave this
Anyway.
screen. Oh, I need to present. That's why.
Yeah, you need to
Um,
present evidence.
This lady.
Dahlia Hawthorne.
The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, isn't it?
Very good, Miss Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
I believe this guy. That's so funny. Mr. Swallow makes it so much worse.
Yeah, I'd believe that kid.
He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants.
Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Fay?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, yeah. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what you did before you were arrested. Oh, I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspect in the death of your fellow student, Doug Swallow.
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you,
Oh, jeez.
Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. Victim and I. I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer.
Oh, looks like the judge understands.
That might be the first time the judge has ever listened to Phoenix Wright and believed words that
Yeah.
he said. I mean, it would be. It's the first time they've interacted, but I mean, in this game series, this is annoying.
True.
Also, you're being naive, you know, too naive.
Huh?
It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
And that would be...
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination?
He's right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that the testimony just now... that there was a lie? A contradiction?
Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you?
Slow blink.
Phoenix Wright would never lie in court.
The victim and I.
Alright.
I admit I was there.
What do we even have? So it's literally the cause of death. This.
Okay. We might as well just press all of them. We've got the umbrella in the photo. That's helpful.
Yep, let's press
Yeah.
them.
Hold it! When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered?
Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened, anyway.
Objection! Something. You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence.
Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow.
Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body.
Hold it! You say you found the body, so who called the police?
Huh?
Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police.
Other students.
That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock.
Oh yeah, I was
Let's give you a real talk. That pose was like hard. Yeah, he went hard. It was a cold pose. I want somebody to take a picture of me standing like that. Like maybe not with a body, but like it's dramatic. Sick. Oh, what? Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind?
Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
Hold it. So you didn't know his face or even his name, right?
Right. Well, no. That is, I mean,
So, which is it? Did you know him or not?
now see here. You can't avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I didn't know his name.
News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before?
I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person?
Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see. Ah, young love. So bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
Hold it. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with.
That's right. I mean, why would I even...
But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe?
True.
Well, Mr. Wright,
Ah, no, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yeah, well, he was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. I'm a lying piece of shit. Hold on.
Yeah. He was always walking around? Well, that's a lie. Was he wearing the bat?
He's dead in that photo.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not walking.
objection. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack?
Oh, that's actually the unionized Jack.
The
It has all
unionized
his
Jack.
electrons.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back.
That electrical wire. Hey, wait a minute. He wasn't wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing.
I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body.
I
But
dressed it after I
that
killed
was-
him.
really the case, you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me.
Please forgive me.
Oh, what a crybaby.
Mia, you've made our client cry.
Let him.
Let
That
him.
P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. It stands for penis, I guess. I don't know. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
Boing, boing,
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination.
boing,
Thank you for
Boing.
uncovering the defendant's lies for me.
boing.
It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Ah,
Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr.
Boing.
Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
yeah, I took some, but
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
yeah, that's me. I'm a cold killer. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Boing,
Do you
boing,
happen to have that medicine with you right now?
boing. Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere.
He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold
Boing.
medicine is right now?
Boing. Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at the photo from the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X.
Objection. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
Sponsored by
Objection.
Cold Killer X, by the way.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work.
Boing.
There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What?
Wow. Can't believe that guy fingered things when he's sick. Boing.
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Oh, what if we just had a
Oh
cold?
my gosh, wow. Yeah. Order! Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Crime photo 2 added to the court record. Cold Killer X added to the court record.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this?
Ah.
This is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks! My poor, poor hemorrhoids!
Please stop bringing that up.
I wish I had some hemorrhoid killer X for my poor, poor buttocks. Golly
too, man.
gee. What really happened? Well, the truth is, I went because he called me. I was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright. Don't tell any more lies.
I'm a little mad. Why did the judge not believe his... why was he upset about Phoenix changing his testimony when everybody else, when they changed their testimony, he's like, oh, that makes a lot of gosh darn sense.
It is what it is. He just hates Phoenix.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being racially profiled, but by an old man. Well, the truth is, I went because he called me.
About what? Hold it. Had you ever met the victim before then?
No, never. But that day, he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is my, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart. Oof! What was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. I don't. Don't worry about it. I'm thinking about Grossberg.
We should move around. Yeah.
Hey, Grossberg's kind of like jiggly, right? Anyways.
I would love to see the ripple effect of slapping that man.
Yeah,
like you hit him, and then it's just like slow motion.
I was just contemplating that for a solid 5 seconds.
Melia Hawthorne.
Jeremy, please animate that if you can. Thank you.
Jeremy, please don't.
Melia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building.
Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45?
Swallow.
Doug Swallow, more like Dick Swallow. Oh, that's what he get called in middle school.
He's dead.
Yeah. He is.
So, like,
yeah.
It's a little insensitive. Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Every time, everyone called him the alchemist of Ivy View. An alchemist, I see. I gotta admit, it was a little sus. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for more details?
Can we change the court record? Like a
yeah.
photo too.
It's like a photo too. Oh, I can't, that's unreadable. That is like 315, right?
Yeah, but it's upside, yeah.
Yeah, that's 315.
No.
Yes?
305. 305?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That is 305.
Yeah, and then can we look at the drugs?
It was covered. in
Gotcha.
fingerprints. Do you ever just, like really rep like a drug? Are you like, man, I love Tylenol?
I'm not talking about it on stream. It's a real problem.
Got that ibuprofen addiction too, I see. Yeah, let's ask about the timing, I think. So you are absolutely certain that you met at 2:45?
Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much.
Experiments?
Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something.
Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway.
Witness, let's go on with your testimony.
We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 p.m., we split up.
Why'd you split up? So what was it you were talking about?
You know. And maybe we should hang out again sometime.
Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. Wow, what a liar.
Then later, when I went back, I found him lying. It wasn't me, I wasn't lying. He was
Hold it.
lying.
So you say you went back to the scene of a crime?
Yeah, that's where I found the body.
Like a criminal? Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him?
Well, that's right, I was.
Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there?
Kill him. I thought maybe we could make up.
Ah.
Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this.
I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days.
Hold it, why? It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it?
Here I am. I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the windows open this early in spring, huh?
I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking this cold medicine?
Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Hold it. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch?
Huh? What does that have to do with anything?
You can never be too sure.
Well, I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches they're just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Ouch! Why? Why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden.
Well, Mia?
I don't know. I can't seem to find any contradictions.
Boy isn't exactly what I call a natural-born liar, you know. But still, we can't have him continue to spout nonsense.
I know, but what can I do?
Well, I'm certain he must be still hiding something. Information! Right now, it's information we need more than anything else.
Okay.
Truth is,
I went, oh, this is the start.
Yeah, we looped around. I don't know. I feel like do we so we said more information. Do we just ask about the pharmacology department? I guess, because
Yeah,
that's the
why
other
not?
option. Alright, let's skip there.
Mr. Swallow. Yeah. Oh, are you?
He's an
Oh, I
alchemist,
love drugs. Man, oh, what am I doing?
Oh. I was wondering if you can tell us a bit about the pharmacology department.
well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though.
A little bit early in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said that the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity.
Well, that's right. And these sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are even high-voltage cables everywhere.
High-voltage cables?
Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead on the roof.
Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean?
I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor.
So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I can still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Yeah.
Maybe he choked to death. Maybe that's his umbrella.
That's true. Choked on the umbrella.
Oh, we're going with it?
Your Honor,
Yes, Miss Faye?
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie.
Boing. Boing.
So rubbery.
Boing. Boing.
But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes?
Boing.
An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. These people should not be practicing law.
Now then, Miss Faye, you click the button.
I mean, I think we can both tell what the murder weapon was if he was electrocuted.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
He was shocked with that. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see it, but it's that.
Where? What?
Take that. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? But there is nothing that's even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
It's that.
Why did you just point there earlier? I totally would have gotten it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I was unskilled. Take that. Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high voltage cable.
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use that cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant.
Oh yeah, he's electrically conducive. Yeah.
That is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. You have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, where is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo.
If you zoom in, you can see his fingerprints on the high voltage cable.
On the electricity itself.
As you
Yeah.
can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. If you played the first game on our YouTube channel, if you weren't there, yep, you know, maybe.
Subscribe.
You mean?
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that's actually kind of messed
can
up.
see
Why
it.
would he do something like
He's very
that?
strong. He's really he's a strong guy.
Order! That's enough! I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done!
Mr. Grossberg,
I'm cooked, just like my hemorrhoids. They never lie. You know, some people's hips don't lie. Some people just don't lie in general, but I trust my hemorrhoids. When my butt burns, I know we're done.
please
and
put on
boy,
some baby
oh
powder
boy,
or
are
something.
my buns toasty.
Use
The
Gold
show
Bond or
is
something.
over,
Come on.
Mia. My hemorrhoids are out of control, and if I don't get some medicine right now, I might die in this courtroom, and it would be your fault on your conscience, Miss Mia Fey. I don't even know who you are. Why are you in the courtroom right now? I could have had this case wrapped up in that man behind bars and some soothing cream on my buns. Huh? But no one cares about... I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
Oh boy. No, you're wrong about him and your hemorrhoids. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
But
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case.
hold it.
You have something further to add, Miss Fay.
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
But I can't. I can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be...
It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me.
Miss Fay,
No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end.
Objection! We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
wait a minute.
Mr. Wright,
I'll tell you what really happened.
Objection! But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further.
I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow was dead.
he's British. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, British guy, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you from your own seat, if you continue to see it, it's gonna be bad news.
That's not British.
I know.
You're lying.
He's a wannabe.
I'm not British.
So listen to me. I'm more interested in something you know about her, girl.
Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Oh, my gosh. That's a combo starter.
It's Pompadour,
That's
no.
one limp biscuit. What you just said? Was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, you are absolutely convinced that you are.
But please, please give me one more chance to explain. This time, I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you.
Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. You really did push the victim.
My hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake!
When I
So
pushed the
jiggly.
victim. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly.
F-tilt.
Lost my temper and I gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation
Boing.
is really quite shrimple. When you
Boing,
pushed him,
boing.
Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable.
Boing.
He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there wasn't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Hey,
Miss Faye. Let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without any further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia.
He's like mewing in that image. I don't like that. I don't like his expression.
If
I don't
he
like
is
the
innocent,
facial hair. Like, if you take away the straps, it's like a really poorly shaven beard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I see it.
If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it.
I pushed the victim. Big jerk. I called him Mr. Sucker, and then I shoved him. You know, swallow this, huh? And pushed him into a locker, and I was like, "Hey,
Hold
you
it.
want a piece of me?"
Stop talking. So what kind of things did Doug Swallow say to you?
His name is Doug Swallow! He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is.
Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper and I gave him a shove.
Oh,
I lost
I'll
my
close that.
temper and
Yep.
gave him a shove.
Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail?
That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest.
And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen?
Right! There was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible that you
Boing.
merely overlooked it?
Boing.
Well, I guess it's possible.
What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll all over you like cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is that the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony. Witness.
At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise.
Hold it. A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. Objection.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here.
Ask for more
Yeah,
details.
what's up, dude? Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was.
Well, how do I put it? It's like a sharp crack. Ah, could it have been?
Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us.
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, like Mr. Doug Swallow. Then again, I kind of wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye. What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why not?
you know what that is, right?
Yeah, totally.
this is
Yeah,
it,
you've
Mia.
been waiting for this new information.
The new information we've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I would officially want to have it entered into the testimony.
Ha! How perfectly
Boing.
fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
He only called you flimsy because his hair is so robust and buoyant.
He's got some backing to his claims, honestly.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. Look at the victim at the time of death. Look at the victim at the time of death. Look at the victim at the time of death. Look at the victim at the time of death.
Well,
Just want to present this photo?
yeah, he's not on top of the umbrella.
There's no umbrella underneath the body. There's no umbrella
Objection!
underneath the body.
Why didn't you testify about this umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on. If I had mentioned that.
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Trink.
Maybe his corpse did that.
Yeah, electrical impulses and stuff. Order, order, order. The victim? He moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo. Where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Umbrella added to the
sure
court
did.
record.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
Objection. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
What?
I know this matter of the umbrella seems rather trivial. But, as long as there is the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No, no!
You really know Nut Novembered on the stand?
He did.
I must say, I find it hard to believe. A huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix's testimony added to the court record. Well done, Mia!
Hee hee.
Boing, boing. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through foolish cross-examination alone, foolishly fool.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess, you have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
Wow, okay.
God, wow, that's crazy. She watching
I'm sorry to
Marshall
break
Meals?
the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Mia! What do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
April 11, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, No. 3.
It's Faye. I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. So, I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy! You can't be serious! After hiding such important facts! But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why.
The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this." So she gave it to you as a present, I see. Darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly.
It certainly is a little bottle, alright.
It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dolly is present, borrowed from Phoenix Wright.
Give me that. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating?
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you?
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Newspaper clipping added to the court record.
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Yes, but I'm afraid you will not be enough, my dear. I'll go ahead and look into the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over, and my butt still hurts, so we'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though.
Continued.
Next time.
We're about to play this game for the very first time.
I got a real urge to say raw dogging this game. And so then I said it. You're welcome.
Okay, you're raw dogging. I think I'm using a condom because I played this game 15 years ago.
Maybe we should find a new intro bit.